Who would have thought it? Yet another broken combo with probably the most popular hero to use in the game right now, Eironn. He is a wilder, he is a rogue, and he has one of the craziest ultimate abilities ever. So this combo that we're going to show you guys here today has to do with the new hero Ulmus, and of course Eironn, and the fact that his mythic plus is pretty big. Going up to plus 10 on his exclusive is kind of the important part here, because going to plus 10 gives you immobilized duration of 6 seconds. Now, why is this important? Well, you have this immobilized for 6 seconds, and then now with the brand new hero, again, gotta go to mythic plus. You don't really need to put any extra investment into it, but it reads as this: Ulmus extends his roots to trap vulnerable enemies on the battlefield. Whenever an enemy target is knocked down, knocked in the air, or affected by displacement effects, aka Eironn, Ulmus binds the target to the ground, increasing the knockdown duration by 2 seconds and dealing damage. This effect can only happen to the same enemy once every 10 seconds. However, with this combo, you're basically locking enemies down for like, what, 8 seconds of the 10 seconds? So this is interesting, because one thing that has been really fun pushing with is this combo with these two heroes, and I'm gonna try to just throw these two heroes in and show you something pretty fun. I don't know if this enemy is gonna be way too strong for us, but I want to show you guys the combo kind of in slow-mo real quick. I'm gonna put them down here. I'm gonna feed him a ton of energy here too. Yes, I know my team is not complete, but you'll see right here the immobilize effect, and then after that they also get that like knockdown effect too. And it's kind of crazy that two heroes right here can do this amount of work just like right out of the gate here. You can see they get that knockdown effect and everything, and it's actually really disgusting. So you can see right there, we're already at the 70-second mark just from having these two heroes on the battlefield with nothing else. We get 20 seconds into the battle without losing in a 2v5 scenario. So you can see right here the craziness that is this combo. It's just so stupid how strong it is. And again, we're past the 10-second mark, which means it happens again, which is just absolutely crazy. And that's not even running any other type of crowd control on this team, which is just really stupid. Beyond that, you can see the tankiness of Ulmus, right? He of course eventually teleports back, but that's 30 seconds of the battle with only two heroes. Granted, the enemy have, you know, a couple healers and stuff like that, but Ulmus is a really cool hero, mainly because of that ability, which makes me believe he might actually be like the best budget tank hero in the game right now. Of course, if you take a look at all the records right now, everybody is going to have Freyasto that's pushing crazy content, but you're not going to have that hero in a good majority of situations. What you could have is like a Granny or an Entendre or something like that, but Ulmus fits a very similar role and actually does really well. I wonder what happens if we slow it down a little bit. We don't go crazy and feed him energy right out of the gate. Let's see how this timing looks here. So if we go more with a defensive artifact, that means we're not gonna hit the second ultimate, which is actually not as good. You really want that second ultimate to come really quickly, and that gives a crazy amount of survivability to your team, because as you guys can see right here, the first 20 seconds are just completely locking down this enemy, and they get up with like, basically they have 4 seconds to do something, and then after that, perfect timing, they get that root, immobilize, stun, knockdown, everything all at the same time. And Eironn lives all the way to about the 20-second mark, and then even beyond that, when Ulmus's shields break, he then also knocks back enemies, which causes that extended stun knockdown type effect to happen yet again. This combo is so amazing that you can literally put any other 2 or 3 heroes with him, and it's a whole bunch of fun. So if you want to go with a complete wilder type squad, you can do that. Even so, you don't even need to like run another damage dealer. I personally like to and run something like a Damien, so you can run a full wilder squad. And Ulmus is like a crazy tank hero. He has so much survivability in these battles and everything. It's just really crazy what he can do. His damage is lacking, I will say that. So it's not like he's going to be able to output a ton of damage. You're definitely going to need damage dealers on your team, but he's a tank. He's not really, he feels more like an Entendre type tank where it does like a bit of damage. Even like Granny has her better AoE. I've never really had him need to survive and pop back to the back row when he drops below 30%. I've just not had him be that vulnerable, mainly because of these combos with crowd control. Like, it's just absolutely insane what he can do, and it's basically non-existent damage. I mean, it kind of makes Eironn the tank, because the one downside of this hero is how slow he approaches the battlefield. Eironn like sprints up and like basically beats him to the other side of the battlefield, but I really like having this cascade spell with this combo, because you get, like I said, the first 20 seconds, you're basically just not taking any damage. That gives your Arden tons of time to deal damage. It gives your Florabelle time to get additional summons out to tank some hits. And as you guys can see, our Ulmus is just not losing HP. It's just not really happening. The biggest worry in a team like this is not having enough damage, technically. But we do have Damien giving additional haste and everything to our team. You can see damage is one of the things that is going to struggle with the Eironn Ulmus combo. You need some really good damage dealers in here. And you can see even these two damage dealers aren't quite strong enough in this situation to burst through all of this. You need to go with more advanced team setups and stuff. Which does lead me to one of the other combos that I absolutely love. And that is, we are going to remove like all these other heroes I'd list. We're going to run a Smokey here. We are going to run a, where is he? A Lamont up the front. And what else could we actually run here? The last slot's not that important. We have a 2-2. I mean, heck, we could even run something like a Scarlita or something. Or one thing I really like doing right near is a Reinier swap on a Smokey to put him on the other side of the battlefield, or something like this, where I'm putting him like closer to the other side. And then on top of that, yeah, I'm going to still have Eironn doing the big AoE pulling together, because one of them is going to be teleported out. I want them to try to bring everything together. Smokey's just like by far one of the best damage dealers in the game right now. I know that sounds weird. We'll have a whole video on Smokey later on in the week, but this team right here is super tanky. There's tons of crowd control between the Lamont and the Eironn, kind of just controlling the enemy team. There's taunts, there's knockdown effects, there's immobilizes, and basically it's just buying time for this right here and Smokey to just melt the entire enemy team, while Ulmus, Eironn, and Lamont just try to keep these enemies grouped up. And it's such a fun combo. It's amazing. Wait till you see this right here. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys the Smokey strategy. If you do not have a Mythic plus Smokey, you need one right now if you really want to push progression. And yeah, he's just like one of the tankiest heroes in the game right now. He has some really cool synergy. And again, this is a Mythic plus type hero. This is not a hero you want to really use necessarily before Mythic plus. If you are in the earlier game and you're absolutely loving the Wilder faction, getting him up to Legendary plus is big, because he's getting a basically 29% additional max HP in combat. That's pretty big, because you see here, he doesn't have like crazy stats. Most tanks around this level have about the same, but he gets an additional 30% the second he gets into combat. Sadly though, his season ability is like damage oriented. A lot of his extra things here are life drain and damage dealt on the exclusive. Not something great, because let's be honest, his damage is kind of non-existent. He's not really a damage dealer, but what he is a amazing control piece to add to existing teams. If you don't have Freyasto and you really want to do crazy pushes, I think personally he performs better than Granny, but if you already have Granny, I really don't think you need him. It's just more of a luxury for those who are really trying to min-max. We'll have a better breakdown of him overall and his kit a little bit later on today, and we'll have a ton of testing in PvP and a ton of different scenarios this weekend. So make sure you guys take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. There's only like 20 to 25% of you guys that are actually subscribed to the channel right now. Hit that subscribe button, don't miss any of the videos, and I'll see you guys next time.